I know they said Steve started in 1989, and I remember 1970 when Steve was a catcher. And this man, I guess he didn't get enough. He continued with the girls because he was a coach, a catcher, manager, and sponsor. So this man didn't sponsor for 19 years. He sponsored for about 35 years. It's amazing what he did for the game of softball. Now on to Bobby Lehman. First, I'd like to thank Pat, Leo, and Doug for another wonderful job. And I second the motion. I think you found the right spot down here. This is a great place. Everybody has a moment in their career when the light goes on. And I know Bobby said he started playing about 18, 19 years old. But it was in 1981 where he arrived. And we were playing in a regional tournament in Patterson. Bobby was the second baseman, and you heard people say that he was one of the best shortstops on the East Coast. Well, he was the best second baseman in the country back in 1981 with the Solomon Sporting Team, hard-nosed player. But in 1981, we were playing against our arch rival, the Poughkeepsie Brewers of Poughkeepsie, New York. We used to go to the national tournament every year, and the only way we were going to get there was to beat them. It was a quarterfinal game in Patterson, and it was a 0-0 game against a future Hall of Famer. I guess nobody nominated him yet, but he has to get in. Richie Hoppe. Richie Hoppe is one of the great ones ever come out of New Jersey. And we're locked in a...
He returns phone calls.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a reason why he's not because, you know, he also became the king in the squad, Richie, but this is about Bobby. And Bobby, was 0-0, bases loaded, and, you know, the longer the game went, Poughkeepsie was starting to get the momentum. We had the better team that year, but you know, you all know, the longer the underdog hangs in there, they become the favorite. Well, Bobby got up, and I think it was the 6th inning, and at that time, he was a great line drive, single hitter, double hitter, triple, fierce competitor. Bobby launched one over the left center field fence for his first career grand slam, and that was the start of our first regional victory. But Bobby, when that happened, I said to myself, well, New Jersey softball has just seen their next superstar. And you can see what he has done over the years. And I just like every one of his teammates, please stand up. Just stand up a second. And coaches. It's amazing that Bobby hasn't played with these gentlemen in probably 10 years, and this is the respect that he had for the game of softball, and the people gave him back. And this was not only in New Jersey, this was nationwide. Bobby Lehman's name and the respect he had from the opponents was just the equal that he had here. And Bobby, I want to congratulate you again, and his friend Mike, that's in a wheelchair. Bobby took Mike, in addition to having a family and children and playing the game, Bobby took his friend Mike on every road trip, roomed with him, and took care of Mike. There is nobody that I know that I would call a friend like Bobby Lehman. And like Dave Palumbo said, when Doug read it off, if you were in a foxhole, you want Bobby Lehman in there with you. Thank you.
High maintenance, I know it. It's amazing. I thought there was only this many crazy people here in the summertime. Coincidentally, my name is Mike Reilley. Coincidentally, Bobby and I met about 46 years ago on a ball field. Though he abused me on that little league field, we instantly became friends. We played ball right through high school, and despite my superior skills, he didn't hold any grudge. And we became great friends. We then faced a little adversity along the way. We got through that, and several years later, I started touring the Eastern Seaboard with Bobby, watching him play fast pitch softball. He played in the most incredibly competitive environment that I had ever seen next to Major League Baseball. To steal a line from a movie, it's Bobby was the young stud at that time, playing amongst some older veterans that were incredibly talented ball players. And to steal a movie line, they certainly were a band of brothers. And I know there's a lot of repetition. We didn't write this together, but that band of brothers stayed with Bobby throughout his 30 years career. It's a testament to these guys. Now, in no way, shape, or form should anyone think that I lived my life vicariously through Bobby, because at that point he still wasn't as good as me. But I said that we toured the Eastern Seaboard, and Bobby played ball. I was happy to watch and hang out with the guys. But in no way should confuse the word "see" with where these guys play softball. And I say guys, they're lunatics. Where they play ball. Every time that I thought I had just pulled in and pulled out of Bumblefuck USA, Bobby was able to take me to some other hell-fiery hole the following weekend, just 100 miles away, where I sat out there and was watching games, and Saturday was just playing, play 4 games, sitting out there, and then 2 out of 3 on Sundays, and it was just an incredible time. I used to think that Bobby's skills got so good so fast, just so that he would get off the play big 100-degree shadeless field, and we could mingle with the local aliens in some of these towns. That wasn't the day. Bobby was ready to play another game at any time. Let's say, I'll keep it clean. This is a part of the sad story, but it's a true story. After about 10 or 15 years, I actually began to root against Bobby and his brethren of ballers, because I just couldn't take sitting out in the sun anymore. I wanted to watch softball in a nice shaded area, go to the bar afterwards, hang out in the air conditioner, bullshit with the guys. It was great. And so it was time for me to retire, but not for Bobby. Bobby continued to play. Bobby found the league for 40-0. And then Bobby found Roseanne. That was maybe one of the greatest catches he ever made in his career. Unfortunately, now Roseanne's turn to find out that there was towns and states outside of New York called Bumblefuck USA. Hellholes off of I-95 and Route 78, and states that she had only learned about in school, where if you sit in the stands for an entire weekend, you can't differentiate between sweat and your brain melting. I do remember fondly calling Roseanne every 4th of July to wish her a happy birthday in beautiful downtown Allentown. And for those of you who have never spent the weekend in beautiful downtown Allentown in July, it's something that you'll take away from the rest of your life. But I do remember I always touched base with Bobby on Mondays, and I was always happy to listen to the recap of what went on in the weekends and how the guys did in the games that he played. We've heard a lot about Bobby, but as Bobby's career progressed, his versatility got even better and better. He was the most elite, we've used that word before, but elite shortstop at the highest level of competition in softball, no different than Major League Baseball. But he also played second, third, he also pitched, fought, he played the outfield. But in terms of batting, he went from that leadoff guy that used to slap the ball for a base hit, and now he was batting third, he was batting cleanup. He sucked at all those positions and in that spot, but he was very versatile. And as his versatility increased, so did his level of injuries. He had more scrapes, burns, bruises, broken bones that even medical books would be proud to display in there. And as Bobby's injuries progressed, so his anxiety progressed. And as that anxiety progressed, Bobby's softball schedule increased. One of the great things I could say about Bobby, one of his great characters is he's very focused and he's very directional. So when he left New Jersey and he moved to Colorado, he found a softball league. And when he turned 50, he found a softball league. And when he moved back to Virginia, you know where the story goes there, right? So, but you don't get to play that many games and be with this many players, be in that many tournaments, be in that many age brackets, unless you're an exceptional athlete, a team leader, a person with extraordinary morals, and most important, a great dad and a great husband. And so it's with great admiration that I say to my friend, my great friend, and my brother, congratulations, Bobby, on a well-deserved introduction to the New Jersey softball.
My name is Steve Clairfield, and I probably have the distinction in this room of playing with Bobby the longest, because I don't see anybody else from the old reference room. No, the old, what was it, town pub? The old town pub. But Bobby in '76 was on the team, and we were not that strong at shortstop. And suddenly the manager came in and gave Bobby the job. And we wound up that year winning a number of games in the regionals and coming in third. And I believe it was all because we suddenly had a shortstop who could make plays that other people couldn't, reliably, easily, and unfailingly. So from that moment, it was clear that Bobby had some of the skills that he would take with him later. And then over the years, you just got to watch. Over the years, you just got to watch more and more of his interest in the game turn into better and better playing capabilities. So within 6 years, there wasn't a weakness in his game. And then later, as a person who faced him, that wasn't a lot of fun. So I'm here to salute Bobby for what he did initially in the game and what he has meant to all the people who have played with him and why we're all here enjoying his success.
My name is Bill Miller. I want to thank Leo and Pat for putting together this dinner. Thank Doug and his committee for nominating these 6 deserving recipients of the Hall of Fame. But I especially want to talk about Bobby Lee. Bobby came to our organization in 1986. He played with us, I think, about 15 or 16 years. Bobby taught me more about softball in that time period than anybody I know. Bobby, John, myself, Frank Fiore, Mike Bowerbank, Funzie, we all want to thank you for what you've done for us in the years that you competed. And I know it was hard playing with guys like Dave Palumbo, Dennis Green, the Vita brothers. I mean, you had a tough life, and I know. But I want you to know how much we do appreciate it. And thank you, Roseanne, for putting up with him all this time. Thank you.
Anybody else, Bobby Lehman? Already, Ronnie Burns.